Welcome back to Mompreneurs, the real deal, where this episode we have been getting real and raw with Stephanie Tsuru from SheSpace in Houston. And before the break, we were having a great conversation about one, setting boundaries, and two, not feeling guilty for doing so, which is still a work in progress for some of us around here for sure. Probably a lifelong thing for me, but working on it for sure. And I love boundaries. So SheSpace, as we've learned, is not a co-working space, it's a community of women. And with this community, I know there's another part. You had briefly mentioned classes and courses and all sorts of other offerings at SheSpace. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I have always had a lifelong desire to learn. I'm very curious about all kinds of things, like all kinds of things. I'm a big reader. So I really wanted to encourage women to continue to learn. You don't have to go to college when you're 53. I mean, like that is not expected, and that is not normal. And I know that is not normal, but there's other smaller ways you can keep learning and stay curious. And that keeps you young, keeps you interesting. You have things to talk about. You make friends and learn more about your city and about the world. So inside SheSpace, the programming or classes or educational component, whatever you want to call it, is very healthy. Every week we offer several things, and a big part of SheSpace, and it's actually our fastest growing part of SheSpace, is what we call the social part, and it's called She Connects. So it's really, it's women that don't need to come work. They don't need a place for meetings, but they want to be part of the community. It was not part of the original idea, but there were a lot of women my age is like, we want to be part of that, but we don't need all these other things that you have. So we formed this little section called She Connects, and it is by far our biggest section. It's hundreds of women. And this is where we have all these different kind of opportunities for women to get together. So like recently, vision boarding, we had someone come in and do creative marketing. We have a lot of healthcare stuff, emotional and physical. We have nutrition. Oh my gosh, it's just never ending. It's like an endless. We have artists come in, we have designers come in, and all of these opportunities to learn something is also an opportunity to meet another woman, to make friends with another woman, to find a woman that literally lives on your street that you didn't even know lived there. That has happened. We have best friends inside here now that never would have met other than SheSpace. So I'm sitting in one of the conference rooms named the RBG. All our rooms are named after important people. So people are walking by here waving at me. So I'm trying to smile, but I waved at, we have programming. Yes. And so everyone in here is in a different industry or has something different to offer. The woman that just walked by is actually a lobbyist in Austin. So we have all kinds of political things going on here. And it's a very interesting year in the past. So we had a lot of speakers come in, not necessarily to talk about their positions, but to explain how the democratic process worked. So we had a young senator come in that was in her 30s. So she came in. She did not talk about her views. She talked about how government works. And I learned so much. So that's the kind of things that we have in here. Most of these women are inside the SheSpace community, but we also do invite interesting women outside of SheSpace to come in. Like if they're in town for something, we have someone coming in soon. A lot of book talks, because I love books. We have a library, but it has to be written by a woman. Doesn't make the cut. It has to be written by a woman or can't be inside. Again, we're not against men, but women write just as great books. And so that's what we're going to have. So we have the books written by women. So we've had mechanics in here. We have self-defense and child and infant CPR. All these organizations also support SheSpace, like Red Cross is part of SheSpace. And March of Dimes is part of SheSpace, and the hospitals here are part of SheSpace. They all support, and they all have something to offer, and we have things to learn.
you created a mission-driven business. You're living that dream. You're empowering other women, and really, really empowering the future generations of female entrepreneurs as well by bringing this in. We are running towards the end of our segment. So, Stephanie, how can people reach out to you if they'd like to learn more? And then I also want the one key takeaway for everyone to put into practice today. If they did just this one thing, that would be what your call to action would be.
So you can get in touch with, so if you're in Houston or one of the surrounding areas, we are very conveniently located right off of I-10, a major highway, because that was also a thing. We need easy access for women. So like literally you exit and you're right here. So if you look us up, if you Google us, we're SheSpace HTX. But I know there's women from all over. In all our research, there isn't anything anywhere just like SheSpace, because most co-working spaces are work first. But please find some place to go. Find a group, find an organization. But for us, you can see all the bright colors. We are based on color theory. So when you walk inside here, you're going to feel the colors. The colors go to work in your brain and they activate motivation, enthusiasm, and optimism. And so like the colors behind us, like the brain is doing the work when they see the pink, when they see the orange. So very easy to find SheSpace. All you have to do is look us up or come visit us in town. The one takeaway is, I think we've already talked about it. What do you want to get done today? What's the one thing you want to get done today? And do your best in getting it done. And when you go to sleep tonight, go to sleep just a itty bitty bit better than when you woke up. Just think of the cumulative effect of that. Like what's it going to be? It can be like, well, only eating 2 cookies and not 4. Or it could be walking at the far end of the parking lot and then walking up. It can be, I have a friend who's never finished a book. She just can't finish a book. I said, you got to finish a book. So her thing is every day she reads like 6 pages, and before you know it, she will have finished her book. So it doesn't have to be these big, huge things. Just try to do something today that makes you a little bit better than yesterday. It's not, find a better coffee, find a better coffee shop, find a better mascara. I don't know. It's not hard. And it makes you happy. It makes you happy.
I love it. I think that my other takeaway from everything that you've talked about today is truly that a lot of women, I think, are afraid to take the risk on just going a little bit out of their comfort zone and talking to another woman. So whether or not you're in Houston, I mean, SheSpace, I literally am about to cry. It sounds so amazing. I wish my mom lived in Houston because she would be thrilled to be there. But if you're not in Houston, when you see somebody out there, just remember that unfortunately, a lot of women have self-confidence issues. And so I think that makes it a little bit easier to approach somebody that maybe you're afraid of approaching, because we're all the same, and there's no reason why you can't just approach somebody and start a conversation and see where it leads, because there really is no reason not to.
100% agree. 100% agree. And they will be so glad that you came out and talked to them. And remember, I'm a shy introvert, and I still do it because it makes me happy.
And Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing with us and bringing your passion, your purpose, your mission, and everything. I really appreciate you. My key takeaway was stop feeling guilty for the decisions that you make, because it's already made, it's done, and you can't change something that's in the past. So feeling bad about it doesn't do us any good. It doesn't do us any favors, and it actually robs us of joy in the now. So I think that's my key takeaway from today. So thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And for whoever's out there is listening, find one thing that in this conversation between the 3 of us that you can latch onto and try to put it into your life.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, all good things do come to an end, including this show, but you've heard it here. Find the one thing, make yourself that 1% better today. Whatever it is, it's time to take action and not feel guilty about it. If it's setting a boundary, don't feel guilty about it. Take that action and do that one thing to make you a little bit better each day. And that truly is how we come together. Find other women, create a community if you don't have it. Don't be afraid to step out there because you are not operating in a vacuum. If you need to, you can reach out to myself and Sarah. Other than that, we'll be here same time, same station next week. So until then, have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.